everybody, this is PJ Riley from Scott Archery. Got a product video for you today. We wanted to tell you about the Scott Archery Longhorn Pro Micro. The Longhorn has been a release in Scott's stables for a while now. They've made some upgrades to it to improve it. We'll tell you about those in a second. But first off, you can just take a look at this release. This is a hinge or back tension style release, which means the handle has to rotate, which makes the head move and the hook come off the string there. It's a real comfortable release. Fits nice in my hand. They've got the edges rounded here, so there's no sharp spots, but yet there are the flat spots that you need so you can tell where this release is in your hand at all time. It's not sloppy in there, so you've got your flat spots for when you're at anchor, so you know where the release is. And this curved third finger here, I really like that. With a lot of releases, your ring finger here, sometimes if this is more open, your finger can slide out and you kind of lose its ability to work with that release to bring it around. So with this big hook here, it just gives you a nice spot for your finger, and your finger can't go outside of that. All right, so to get into the adjustments for this release, this is where Scott came out with an improvement. It is called the Micro, and what that refers to is this release has a micro adjust. So on the back side, you're going to see a hole here. This has your locking screw in it for your adjustments. So I would just take an Allen key, I go in there and turn it counterclockwise. That loosens it. Then I'm going to come around to the front here. We've got this tiny little, there's a set screw in there. That's my control, and if you watch me turn this, I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. This is your moon right here. This is where the sear sits against this. So if I turn it counterclockwise, you're going to see it moving up. Counterclockwise is making this release colder. If I go clockwise, you're going to watch that flat edge come down towards the release. So now this is, I'm making the release hotter, or it's going to go off faster. Once I get it to where I want, I go back. Now I turn my locking screw clockwise until it's tight. And now my release is set where I want it. Something that's great about this release is they give you 3 different moons. So the release will have 1 moon in it. Currently with this release, I have the fast click moon. You're going to get 2 other moons in the pack, and so for a total of 3, you're going to have a moon with no click, you're going to have a moon with a fast click, you're going to have a moon with a slow click. And how you tell the difference is right here. You can see this moon has 2 dots on it. The 2 dots indicates the slow click. In the release, I have the fast click. There's 1 dot there. And then we'll take a look at the no click. You see there are no dots on this moon. So that's how you tell the difference. No dot means no click. 1 dot means fast click. 2 dots means slow click. And it's a real simple procedure to swap these moons in and out. I'm going to run through it for you. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to go to our micro adjust screw, and I'm going to back that out until it's flush with the receiver right here. Okay, as soon as I can see that set screw is flush with the top there, then I know I've pulled it all the way out. That's going to allow me to get the moon out. If this screw is in the moon, you're going to have difficulty getting it out and you could damage it. So next, we go over to our locking screw, and I'm just going to unscrew that to loosen that up. Okay, now I'm going to come up here to this pin. It's going to pop right out. I'm just going to push it. Watch you don't lose any parts there, so I want to save that. Now, the head of the release is going to come off. And now in here with the moon, there is a spring. So you want to make sure you don't lose that. There you can see that spring on the back side of the moon, and you're going to want to remember that orientation. So as you can see, it is tucked in this little groove behind this point sticking out here. That's where your screw is going to sit, or that's where your spring is going to sit on all of these moons. So if I take up another moon, you can see the orientation. I would just take the spring, put it in the same spot, got that in there. All right, there's a little channel right in here. That's where that point on the moon, you're going to want to orient it so it sticks in there, and the spring is going to be pressed against the back side here. All right, so I've got my moon in place there. Now I'm going to put the head back on, and you're going to want to put the head on with the hook facing into the index finger. Once I've got it lined up, I can put my pin in place. Got my pin back in. Now I'm going to go in here and we're going to do everything in reverse, so I'm going to tighten down my locking screw all the way. Now I can go in to my set screw, and I'm just going to turn it in a little bit because this is going to be what I use to control the moon. So now I can go and make my adjustments the way I would normally. Loosen the set screw, controlling the position of the moon. The moon's coming into the hotter firing position as it comes down. The edge comes down towards the release. Go back and tighten my locking screw. And now the release is set. And in its place, I now have the moon with the slow click. So that's a real simple process to get that, swap those in and out there. Also in your pack, you're going to get 3 spare rubber bands. The Longhorn Pro does use rubber bands to reset the hook, so you don't have to mess with it with your finger. Once you fire, it comes back by that rubber band. And it's inside here. It's a real simple process. Just 2 posts that you're going to loop the rubber band over to fix that. Super easy, but that's nice that you don't have to always reset it with your finger after every shot. So that is the Scott Archery Longhorn Pro Micro. Great release from Scott. We're glad to have at Lancaster Archery here. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.